Now to River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, who has sworn in the newly elected chairman of the local government councils in the state. The inauguration was observed by the governor of Bauchi State and chairman of the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum, Senator Bala Mohammed. The River State local government election held on Saturday across the state, and results from the State Independent Electoral Commission said the Action People's Party won 22 out of the 23 local government areas. I'm now joined by a PDP chieftain, Senator Maeba, to review the conduct of council polls in River State, how it will shape the politics of the state and affect the power tussle for the soul of PDP between former Governor Wike and his successor, Governor Fubara. Good afternoon, sir, and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, let's get straight into it. Can we call what happened over the weekend an election? As most analysts and, witnesses are saying that it was more of a power tussle between incumbent governor and former governor, and not much of a democratic process. Was this weekend an election in River State?
Well, I don't know whether there was any show of power tussle in River State at the weekend. What I do witness was an election that was transparent, free and fair, and free of tension with the absence of the Nigeria police. I never knew. I know that in every country, I was a member of the African Union Eminent Persons Election Group for some years, and I monitor election in so many African countries for like 10 years, and what I can tell you, even in Ghana here, is what happened yesterday. I have never seen any country where election is being mounted by heavily armed policemen parading the street, shooting guns, moving with bomb trucks and all those stuff. What I saw yesterday, what I can see, I witnessed in Tanzania, where security personnel, you can see, are just holding a baton. Yesterday, I saw, on Saturday, I went to vote in my community in Luwa, in Kana local government area, finished voting and, have a good time with my community people who come to have a share of drink with me, because that was the most peaceful election we've ever seen over a very long period of time. So I did not see power tussle. There was heavy turnout of the election. What we heard is that some people were protesting at the gate of the Electoral Commission in Port Harcourt, which I thought it was foolishness, because these people, they said they were protesting that the court said there should be no election. And I saw a senator on a truck in the television in my house, in my village. I saw a senator on a truck talking about a court that have asked the election to be stopped. And this senator, if he was actually in the chamber, he's supposed to know that Section 84, subsection 15 of the Electoral Act does not give any court any power to stop election, either to regulate it, either to postpone it. Don't judge have that power. And either it's federal election or state election. The state election is a delegated power from the federal election body to the state. And let me tell you this clause 54:15, how it come about. It was in 2006 when we were first tinkering with the first Electoral Act that Senator Ato Nzeribe, of blessed memory, Senator Ato Nzeribe, I will recall, was the one in 1993 who went to a court in Lagos and obtained an injunction to stop a federal election. That almost truncated Nigeria, almost brought Nigeria back. Nigeria have not recovered fully from the from the annulment of that election. Nzeribe called us and said, look, if there was a clause that said no court can stop an election, he would not have had that injunction in 1993. And so he was the leader of the ABN. And so we put that clause that no court shall stop an election as a foundation to making sure that nobody benefit from tenure elongation using the court. And so when I see senators parading, well-meaning Nigerian parading, even the judge that tried to say security should not go for, he tried to tinker with the election, which is outside the power of any judge in any court to tinker on how to, regulate an election. So in order not to go that far, there is that clause. And let me finish. Trying to say that the police should not even provide security because of the election, it means that a man has been, what do you call it? You call it corruption. You can call it control. We are seeing a situation where the police is promoting strong persons who are now like warlords that can control the police like we have in the Sudan. God forbid, we cannot head that way in this democracy. This democracy is a peaceful democracy. And you talk about the governor of Rivers State. This is the most peaceful governor after Odili that I have seen in Rivers State. Very peaceful, quiet. He does not promote thuggery. Thuggery have collapsed in this state. There is no thuggery in this state. The large batch of thugs are the ones that are acting now and are going home. So this election was peaceful. Candidates and winners have emerged. They have been sworn in. And I was talking to somebody this morning who said that the election was done against court order. Which court order? They went to court that the election did not follow due process. At the same time, they are in court, and at the same time, they were the same people who were protesting.
All right.
And you go to court, and the same you are going to protest.
I can see
the Rivers State is peaceful.
Right, Senator, I can see that you're visibly elated with the outcome of the election this weekend. Of course, we know that it's APP that cleared out 22 out of those 23 local government areas. So how is this a victory for PDP? Why is PDP the chief celebrant following this election?
I don't think, my sister, that as a PDP man, that it was victory for PDP. Of course, I'm a PDP man, and I can tell you I voted for PDP in my unit. Everybody around my unit voted for PDP, but unfortunately, the vote around my unit cannot carry us through because everybody knows what PDP is doing in this state. The leader of the party in this state is the governor. But some people have sat down to behave in a way that look like if they have been compromised to hand over the structure of the party to the FCT minister. And all the congresses that were done in Rivers State were done against court order. And let me tell you, the vote you saw on Saturday was protest vote with people who are very angry with the National Working Committee of the PDP because they are behaving in a way that is not identical with the behavior of the National Working Committee of our party since 1998. I have been a member of the PDP since 1998. This PDP have been very nice to me. This PDP made me senator at 36 years old. I was state vice chairman of the party at 29 years old. So I grew up with this party. All my children, there is PDP in their blood. So this was a protest vote across the state. And that makes you know what is coming to happen to the PDP if everything is not reversed. And let me tell you, they want to give the structure of the PDP to the FCT minister. No, he can't get it. There is court order. Right now, it will end up like a dog on the bridge that was having a bone on his hand and saw the shadow of a bone in the water and went for that bone and drowned and lost both his bone he was holding and the shadow bone. Because number one, by the time PDP case is finished, he will not have the structure of the party. And then APC, he say he carry what is called PDAPC. No, that is a funny, very funny, undemocratic, declaration. APC is also in court. The current APC administration does not belong to his faction. It belongs to Emeka Beke, who is not working with him, who is the real APC recognized by court judgment in Rivers State. So I don't want to go into that, but he will end up a man who does not belong to either APC or PDP. Then we will see him come out with his own party to show that you're strong. Because if you know you are strong, be like Gwangwaso in Kano that come with NNPP and won everything and won overwhelmingly in Kano. Or do like Anambra that they have ABGA You don't need to go and disturb this democracy because, let me tell you, Barack Obama said democracy can only survive with strong institutions and not strong men. So if you have a system that is throwing up strong men who only boast that they are strong because they know how to go and rig election.
Let's talk about strong men.
They can go and use INEC president to rig election.
It's profound, Senator. It's profound that you're talking about strong men because the criticism that's emerging is that what Governor Fubara has done has in essence made him a strong man. He has taken what he felt were his structure, moved it to another place, and now put that into power in the local government. So it seems as though one strong man has replaced with another. What's your take on those who are saying that?
No. Vimba, my sister, I disagree with you. Governor Fubara have demonstrated a democratic chain of process that must continue. Now, where does Fubara have his stay? Fubara is supposed to be the one that is hot in this matter because he's a member of the PDP. But all of us, everybody members of the PDP in this state, are seeing that they are trying to subvert the process in the state. And what did the man do? He organized an election, free and fair, that there must be democratically elected local government chairman in the state, which is by order of the Supreme Court that there shall be no caretaker anymore. And that is what he has done. And he did it in a transparent way that he have allowed the state to survive. If someone say, I am PDP, if PDP is not contesting, let the state go down. He have the right to have done that, and that would have made him a strong man that will be a governor without local government. But he have not done that. He have demonstrated in the face of obvious provocation, in the face of intimidation from a strong man. He have resisted the instruction of the strong man. He have resisted the fear of a strong man and has gone to align with the people to make sure there is a free and fair election. And the election has produced a process. So democracy is not stopping in levers. Democracy is flowing in rivers with the chairman of the council fully in the council so that the grassroots can enjoy good governance. So Governor Fubara is a Democrat, not a strong man. If he's a strong man, I don't associate myself with strong men. I dissociate myself with the former governor when he's trying to have the trait of a strong man. I hate Idi Amin of Uganda. I am an Africanist. I don't need strong men. Africa can only survive with strong institutions, devoid of strong men. Strong men will run away one day because the people are rising every day. Revolution is coming. Anybody who's a strong man will face the people one day, and that is the day many people will learn not to be a strong man, but to be a strong Democrat and respect strong institutions.
I'm glad you're calling yourself an Africanist and giving African examples because, you know, one of the biggest challenges to democracy in Africa is one-party states. And in this case, we're looking at Rivers State, and we thought that maybe a free and fair local government election would produce a number of different parties represented. However, it's a clean sweep of all Governor Fubara loyalists. Is that democracy? Is that what it looks like? And, you know, what does the future look like? Because I heard that today, during the swearing in of some of the councillors, there have been some skirmishes and some pockets of violence here and there. So, you know, will there be stability?
Well, the issue here, if you talk about Africa, I can tell you something, my sister, that in democratic elections, Africa have moved away from Nigeria. I monitor election in Tanzania. I monitor election in Kenya. I monitor election in Botswana. I can remember I monitor election in South Africa. What I see, even in Ghana, people go to work. Election in Ghana was held on a Wednesday when people are going to work. Nigeria is the only place where they shut down the country because election day, the government shut down, no movement of people, that is what promotes the atmosphere of crisis and violence. I was in Ghana in 2008 to monitor election and people were going to work. They stopped by and vote and go to work. In Tanzania, I saw a truck with essential material, voting papers, result sheet break down on a road, and there was no single policeman. And I stopped by, I said, you are taking risk. How do you carry sensitive material and there's nothing? They say, what will anybody do with these papers? They have not voted. What will they enter? That is in Tanzania. So there is no country where they mobilize 56,000 police, as you see in Edo State, because they are going to do election. The police men in Edo State is enough for any election because they're not supposed to even carry an arm. So we are promoting something that makes Nigeria look like a primitive part of Africa. We are going to, Africa is third world. We are putting ourselves like the fourth world or the fifth world. So it is time we change our method of election. What is happening in Nigeria, forget about Rivers State. Rivers State is not the only state that has election at the weekend. Every state is rushing to make sure there is election by the 31st of October to comply with the Supreme Court situation. The people who are setting small fire in the local government look like if they are crisis. There are people, it's the last stroke of a dying horse. They are trying to create, they are looking for state of emergency. Which means these people are very unpatriotic. They hate their state. Me, as you see me, I am not going to government house to see Fubara every day. But as a senator, a first senator of this country, who have been blessed by this country, I stand to promote democratic values. Don't insult the governor. There is a governor in office. Every former governors in Rivers State have been respecting their governor until the last one. The last one want to put a finger in everybody's eyes. And this is democracy. Please, your people should advise Mr. President. If you have a strong man you are grooming in Abuja, the strong man will remain in Abuja because our constituencies, our land will not accommodate a strong man.
Right, and as we round up, of course, the now famous quote from Governor Fubara that's on the front page of today's newspapers is, desperate situations require desperate measures. When do you think this desperate situation will come to an end?
The desperate situation is that the Supreme Court has said, before now, when Governor Wike was here, on the first tenure, we did caretaker for 4 years. There was no elected local government anywhere. We did caretaker for 4 years. There was caretaker for the whole term. Now, there is an issue now that there can be no caretaker anymore. When Fubara did caretaker, everybody want to pull down the same people who were enjoying caretaker for 4 years with Governor Wike. We are the same people who were coming to say caretaker is completely unconstitutional. They forgot that there will always be caretaker in states like Anambra and all over the country. 26 states of the country at that time have caretaker. Now, the story has changed. No more caretaker. The man is trying to make sure that Rivers State comply. Anybody who knows that this issue, a state does not have elected chairman of council by the 31st of October, the state will lose local government money. So what these people are doing is to bring down Rivers State so that Rivers State does not have, those money. And it is very, very bad. And that is the desperate situation. You know that this is a desperate situation, that how do we comply with this? That is where the issue of desperate situation needs desperate measure. The desperate measure is that there must be an election. And there have been an election. There have been an outcome. The Chief Judge of Rivers State by today have, empowered a panel called Election Appeal Panel. Anybody who have any problem with the panel should go to court. Even the President Tinubu told everybody in Edo State, anybody who is aggrieved, go to court. The court is the election panel. So they should stop all the stereogram and go to the panel and appeal judiciously. They can get just judgment. So the desperate measure you're hearing was not, Fubara have never invited anybody for violence. Like I told you, the Togri business in Rivers State have grinded to a halt since the governor came in office. So we now know who was promoting the talks. The talks are gone. All the ones setting fire today, shooting gun, this and that, that is their last job. They are gone. They are being swept away. So being swept away means that they are not coming back. We are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back to Association of Better Nigeria. We are not going back. So anybody who wants to go back should leave the state. We are not going back. We are going forward. We are going forward to see that there is a better Nigeria. People are hungry. We are going straight to make sure there is good governance. There is increased social welfare. There is increased social safety net from the government. And we can only do that in an atmosphere of peace and tranquility.
All right, Senator Lee Maeba, Nigerians are watching, the world is watching, and we do hope that this is the beginning of calm and peace in Rivers State and Rivers State politics. Thank you so much for your time today.